Speech off.
Hey, folks. How's everybody doing? Today is Wednesday, July 13th, 2022. You know what time it is? Story time part three. Still got to go back in my younger years, and we're going to switch gears in a little bit. But yeah, guys, I have the camera facing front. I don't know why every time, like when I go on Facebook to a live, it switches front, and then the back camera, it switches to back camera on the camera. So, oh well, whatever. It's all good, guys. I hope you guys enjoy my story time. Make sure to comment, share, like, and subscribe to my videos. That would really help. Subscribe to my channel, Old Blind Sunny. So, guys, if you remember in the last couple of story times, we went back into my younger years still. Okay, all right. First part was about me and Dad, and second part was about me and my aunt and my uncle. So, yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and start off this part three for Wednesday. Being in my younger years, okay. So we are gonna start off the time back when I was about 4 or 5 years old, maybe. Okay. So my dad had a twin. We did a lot of crazy stuff back in those days. We rode ATCs. We rode motorcycles. We did a whole ton of fun. We did a buttload of crazy stuff. Okay, we were fast. We rode fast. So I'm about maybe 4 or 5, maybe give or take, maybe 6. I don't know. I forget when it was. About 5. I can remember my dad telling the story. So I had a helmet, and within the helmet, I had a walkie-talkie, so my dad keeping range with me, right? So we had this twin-engine go-kart that did like 70, 80 miles an hour. So we were in the garage, and me and my dad, I was going to go on it. He was going to let me drive it, okay? So I'm sitting there, and we're getting everything all ready to go. I don't even have a helmet on me yet. I have the helmet on for the walkie-talkie. It was inside the helmet. And he's, before we get me strapped in, I'm ready to go. I cranked that thing over and started up. And man, I take on off down that driveway and I'm gone. Dad's telling me left, right, left, right. By the time he gets out of range, I get out of range, and there's just, I don't know how I heard it or how I knew it, or if I was more likely, more likely it was the Lord. The Lord tells you everything. Okay, the Lord's your conscience, the Lord's your guide, and He tells you everything. So, I'm rolling. I'm cruising at about 70 to 80 miles an hour, and I'm flying, right? I'm flying on this go-kart. And I'm going, and I don't know how it was, but there was this truck coming down the road, and I don't know how I knew it, but I slammed on them brakes, and I stopped. And by this time, Dad's out of range on the walkie. You can't hear nothing. And so by this time, I slam on them brakes and I stop. I stopped real quick. And man, that was a miracle. I mean, I was flying there was a hill too. So if I would have went that hill and hit that truck, I'd have been dead. But I stopped for that hill and for that truck. I don't know how I did it. But I about maybe 5. I'm pretty sure I was about 5 years old. So, yeah, there was a lot of the good times in the younger years. So, as promised, I'm going to tell you guys a story. So, when I grew up, I went to school at the Arizona State School for the Deaf and Blind in Tucson on the Speedway in Grande, St. Mary's there. Speedway in St. Mary's. Okay, and some back history about this school. It was a burial ground. It was an Indian burial ground. 1912, okay? It was built in 1912. So when we all went to school, my girlfriend, all of us went to school, it was like this picture like a kind of like them old one room schoolhouses, right? So the building was like a military building. It was really old. It had the old radiators that you didn't want to get burned on. Yeah, I'll talk about Josh and his story. Oh my God, that dude was a character, and I'll tell about him in this story too as well. So back when we grew up, So we went on a lot of field trips. So we went to like Desert Museum, Children's Museum, went even to Colossal Cave. So on this day, on this date, on this date, I should say, we were at the Children's Museum. And Mr. Josh, Mr. Josh Young, yes, I'm calling him out on video. Mr. Josh Young would not only love to hit the emergency seat. Well, I'll talk about that too. I'll talk about when the school got built and everything. So we went to the Children's Museum one time, and Mr. Josh wanted to go look around and just go off on his own, right? This guy's totally blind, mind you. So he goes off on his own, and somehow we go to lunch and we forget the dude. We forget the dude and left him at the Children's Museum. So, because he wanted to not stay with the group, we left him at the Children's Museum. Mind you, one of the teachers we were at a park, which was not too far, maybe, my God, not too far at all. It was maybe about a half mile, maybe. It was a park, but one of the teachers had to go get him because we left him by himself. Well, okay. Good thing we didn't leave. Good thing he didn't go with us to Colossal Cave. We would have never found that dude in the stupid cave. But yeah, we went a lot of places. We even went to Cave Creek, went camping one time. I got poison ivy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to tell that story, too. I'm going to tell that story. Everybody remembers that. Ah, man, I'm going to tell that story. Don't touch Chris. Don't touch Chris. You get poison ivy. Poison ivy didn't just make you itch real bad. Now, I don't even know if it's contagious, but whatever. So, anyway. So, I guess I was kind of not as bad as Josh being left, but yeah, I was in that same realm. I kind of wanted to investigate. I've always wanted to investigate. So, I investigate. We're in the mountains, and I guess there was some poison ivy. Everybody said there were poison ivy there. Well, I stepped in poison ivy, and I don't know how they knew or how anybody else knew, but I don't know. I don't know what poison ivy does, really. I don't have any explanation on that, but apparently it must itch really bad because from the stories I heard, everybody said, don't touch Thornhill. He's got poison ivy. Well, okay, that's beside the point. So let's see. Oh, and in this building, what was called the Yuma building, we had a library, but we had a basement, a real creepy basement for a library. And you guys got to know that if I had the video, I'm going to get my girlfriend to send me that video of the ghost thing. I'm going to put it on my Storytime playlist. You guys can watch it. Cuz there's two different ghost videos. There was one video of a security guard. We had a security guard named Zach. And this when we were still in the old Yuma building, he walked out of the library basement and he said there was like a white figure, or the vocational building. He said there was like a white figure. And then he said at one point there was like some books spread around all over and there was nobody there, but he heard a voice say, I'm waiting for my granddaughter. And I'm going to tell you what, Dot, if I ever heard that, that would scare the hell out of me. I'd be up, I don't care, blind or not, I'd be running, trampling, I don't care what was there, trampling over something plastic. Oh, I don't care how expensive, oh, well, F it, it's broke now, I don't care, I'm getting the hell out of here. So anyway, and then there's one video, you guys barely hear it in the mix. But if I get her to send that video to me, I'll put it on my Storytime playlist for next Wednesday, or maybe today. I'm gonna put on there where you barely hear this and it's an old woman. And I swear to you, all you hear is, get out. I'm gonna tell you what, that don't scare the hell out of you. I don't know what would. But anyway, so later on, so back in this same time period, I was about 11 years old. And we still had the same old building. So anyway, we had this playground behind the building with this sand, and we had all kinds of like little toy things. Something was a loader, or something was a backhoe. There was a little horse or a little car you could, get on and play on and stuff like that. And then we had to slide. Oh yes, the slide. I remember that so well. I was 11 years old. Okay, so we were all there. Mr. Ball was one of our teachers. We were on recess. And being a boy, I there was a ladder. Okay, so most slides you have little steps. No problem. There's like a little step slide, right? Well, this one had a ladder. So I'm climbing up the ladder. And I go sliding down for a minute. Then I go back up and I go climb up. And I go, wait a minute. This don't seem very far. So I figure, well, I'm going to count. Well, it's only 3 rungs down. I jump. Boom! I hit that damn pole. I hit it right there where it knocked the wind out of me. I remember laying in that sand or gravel. I think it was sand. I'm pretty sure it was sand now that I think about it. Because there was 2 different playgrounds. There was one behind the Yuma building. And there was one that was the Manzanita playground by the Manzanita Dome where everybody had community hour. Oh, yeah. Community hour. Huh. I remember community hour like it was yesterday. God, I remember that. And it was fun. But you do arts and crafts. And I remember something to do with, shaving cream? I don't remember what the shaving cream was for, but do you remember the shaving cream?
That wasn't community hour. That was.
Well, it was something.
PT, they call it PT.
Oh, but I do remember us we played with peanut butter. Now, we played with peanut butter and chocolate chips. Now, that sounds like a pretty good.
We made stuff out of clay.
Yeah, we made stuff out of clay in community hour. We played with peanut butter and chocolate chips. I think we made like peanut butter balls and we let them dry, or I don't know what we did. But yeah, I can remember all these times. Oh yeah, and one particular time, so I was on a mobility lesson with my mobility teacher, Lana. I had Lana for, many moons. Many moons. I'm talking years. And so I got a splinter in my hand. Well, being a little kid, come on. You don't like having your hand picked on, needles stuck in your hand. So I'm there. I'm screaming, man. I'm on as all get out. I thought people would hear me 5 blocks away. It was funny. But yeah, when I hit that slide, I laid there. Oh, Mr. Buck, come over here. You all right? I need an ambulance. I was hurting too. It hurt because I was barely getting my breath back because it knocked the freaking wind out of me. Shit, I couldn't believe it. It knocked the damn wind out of me. So I'm laying there. He says, you know how much damage it's going to cost? I said, okay. And I had this big old black eye. I must have hit hard because, man. Oh, yeah, there was another time too, guys. Another time too. You don't play basketball with yourself. It takes 2 to play basketball. But, nobody really wanted to play with me in school. So I just pretty much trying to play basketball by myself. Well, I lost the ball somehow. And lo and behold, I got bit by an ant because I was trying to find the ball on the sidewalk. Well, the ant bit me, and I remember, the throbbing of that. Oh, it was probably a fire ant, but I remember that ant. It was a throbber. I'm gonna tell you, it throbbed my first finger. I was hurting so bad that day. I told my real mom at the time. I told her, I said, I'm hurting bad. She goes, you didn't get bit by a scorpion? I said, no, I didn't get bit by a scorpion. I know what it was an ant. It hurt so freaking bad. But the worst pain I ever had was the time I jumped off that slide. Boy, woo. It hurt like the dickens. I had the biggest black eye. I remember that day, I forgot. Oh, I took the bus home. Oh, so at that time, so when I took the bus, they had me dropped off at my mom's work. She worked at Handmaker's Jewish Geriatric Center. Yes, geriatric center for the old people. Okay, so I went there for, for her because we were going to leave after work, and sometimes she'd work late and whatever. So the bus had dropped me off, right? She looks at me. She said, "What happened to your eye?" I said, "I jumped off a slide and got the wind knocked out of me and got me a big old black eye. But boy, I had a headache afterwards. I'll tell you that." So she gave me some time, but that big old black eye that told me when I was about 11, "Hey, don't be jumping off slides." Well, you guys are going to hear a next part back in my teenage years. And when I was about 12, I'll go ahead and just tell this story when I was 12. So when I was 12, and I don't know if you guys know that, when things get knotted up, you got to try to figure out some way of getting it out. Well, let's just put it this way. And thank God I still have a face. Not like my cousin that got his face blown off or melted or burned off or whatever by when he was a baby. He chewed on a cord. Well, I didn't. You guys are gonna. I don't want to insinuate. Oh, he's biting on cords. No. So what happened one night was there was this knot in this cord, and it just bugged me. It bugged me so bad. I tried to get it on my fingers, of course, because it's hard to get things unknotted, right? So I thought, well, hey, I've seen people get knots out with their teeth, so, well, let me try it this way. Well, I started getting the knot out, tried to get the knot out, and boy, luckily I got mildly shocked, but it told me I threw that cord down, and I said, I ain't never doing this again. So, yeah, that's my story for part 3 of when I was 11, 12, and 5 years old. The go-kart, and the jumping off the slide, and oh yeah. So I was gonna say, so when we got about teenagers, they started building this they tore down the old buildings, the super old buildings, and they built new ones. Well, they built the middle school first, so we had to be in the middle school, okay, which was cool. I didn't mind that. So right around that time, the same dude that we left at the Children's Museum, Josh Young, every classroom had what they call was an emergency button. If you push that emergency button, it's the same thing as calling 911. They would ring the office. The office would ring your classroom, and everything okay? Yes. One time they come by. Why did they come by? Well, the same dude, Josh Young, that we left at the Children's Museum about every other week was pushing the freaking emergency button. So one time nobody answered. No, none of us answered. We didn't want to answer because we knew what idiot did. So we knew what butthead did. So we didn't answer, right? The teacher was gone. She had to do something for a while. It was going to take a while. So nobody answered. They come by, knock on the door. One of us answered the door. I don't know if it was me or somebody else. I said, "Yeah, everything's okay around here." I said, "Josh, push the emergency button." I think it was me because I tell the truth. I shoot straight from the hip, guys. I ain't going to sugarcoat. I ain't going to lie about nothing. I ain't going to cover anybody's ass, okay? Yes, this video is not made for kids. So, yes, that's why I have a set at, because, yes, I do use some language. But, so, I don't cover anybody, right? So, Josh got all, "Oh, you told her to push the emergency button." Yeah, I told her I'll push the emergency button on you. I'm not going to lie. So our teacher at that time was Miss Jaxie. And she was cool. She was like I had her in elementary school. And we have a video, but we don't have a VHS to watch it. But I have a video where I'm laughing like a freaking cat at 8 years old. We watched that one time, and I had to ask her, was that me? Was that me? That didn't even sound like me. And it was like a Halloween video. We're all dressed up and crap. It was fun. Those were the days. But, so she come back in, and she hears Josh getting on, "Man, you told her to push the emergency button." Yeah, you push the emergency button. I ain't going to cover nobody. Boy, she heard me. She said, come out here, Josh. She was so mad at him. But every week, he was always doing something. He was either picking his mosquito bites, scratching them till they bleed, or he was pushing the emergency button. Or one time, guys, at lunch, he took his glass eye. He had a glass eye because I don't know what happened, if he was born without eyes or what. But the dude took his glass eye and bounced it on on his lunch tray. Put your eye back in, dude. What the hell? Ugh. Okay. Man, the dude he was something else. He can't talk like this, you know. He did too. Literally, he did because he had a, whatchamacallit. I don't like using cleft palate because it sounds weird, but he had like a cleft palate, like a hair lip. You know, and I ain't saying that, but it's true. He had a cleft palate. So he had to have surgery on his face, and he couldn't get the surgery back. I felt bad for him, but at the same point, he was kind of weird, man. Weird. This dude was weird. I mean, come on. We're all normal. Scratching mosquito bites, popping out your eye to play with it, and bouncing on the line. Come on, dude. That is something strange there. But, guys, stay tuned for next Wednesday. Guys, you know my routine. I upload every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tomorrow's going to be another Survive the Wild. Guys, I got to get back to my uncommitted work. I'm working my uncommitted right now. So, guys, hope you enjoyed this story. Hope you find it funny. I hope I can get to try to send her to send a video to me so I can put this on my Storytime playlist. On my Storytime playlist, you guys can check out that video of the ghost of the two videos. One where you hear the one ghost say, "Get out," and the one where it showed the pile of papers and books all over. So, yeah, guys. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys got a laugh out of these stories. And remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment on my videos. Take care, guys.